You're at a party. Your partner is across the room laughing at something someone else just said. And suddenly, your stomach drops. A hot, irrational spike shoots through your chest. You don't even know why. You trust them. You're not an insecure person. But right now, your brain is screaming that something is very wrong. You tell yourself it's nothing. You take a breath. But the feeling won't leave. It feels ancient. Because it is. The real answer is far stranger than simple insecurity. That spike you just felt is a 2 million-year-old survival program that your brain cannot switch off. To understand why, you have to travel back to a time before marriage, before dating apps, before language itself. Back when your ancestors lived in small nomadic bands on the African savanna. Survival was brutal. Resources were scarce. And reproduction was the only game that mattered. For a male hominin, the greatest evolutionary threat wasn't a predator. It was paternity uncertainty, the risk that he might spend his entire life hunting, protecting, and providing for a child that wasn't his. In the deep past, there were no DNA tests. A man could never be absolutely certain that his partner's offspring carried his genes. And from an evolutionary perspective, investing decades of energy into another male's genetic legacy was a catastrophic dead end. So the male brain evolved a ruthless, automatic alarm system. Any sign that a partner might be sexually interested in another male, a lingering glance, a shared laugh, a moment of warmth, triggered a cascade of vigilance, suspicion, and aggression, designed to drive the rival away and pull the partner back. That alarm is jealousy. Not the petty jealousy of a soap opera, but a primal mate-guarding mechanism. Mate-guarding is just what it sounds like. A set of behaviors, from increased affection to outright violence, designed to prevent a romantic partner from straying. And for millions of years, it worked. Males who felt that spike and acted on it were more likely to pass on their genes. The ones who stayed calm and trusting, their genes vanished from the gene pool. But here's the twist that most people miss. Jealousy didn't only evolve in males. Females faced a completely different reproductive nightmare. In the ancestral world, a female relied on her partner for protection, food, and help raising offspring. If her partner's attention and resources shifted to another female, her children's survival odds plummeted. So the female brain evolved a jealousy system exquisitely tuned not to sexual infidelity, but to emotional infidelity. A partner forming a deep emotional bond with another woman was the real threat, because that bond could redirect the resources her children depended on. This sex difference has been documented across dozens of cultures. Evolutionary psychologist David Buss conducted massive cross-cultural studies and found that men consistently report greater distress over sexual infidelity, while women report greater distress over emotional infidelity. His colleague Todd Shackelford later confirmed that these differences hold even when you measure physiological responses, heart rate, skin conductance, the same fight-or-flight signals your body would unleash if you were staring down a lion. Christine Harris at UC San Diego took it further, showing that jealousy activates the anterior insula and anterior cingulate cortex, regions that also light up when you feel physical pain. In other words, your brain processes a partner's flirtation the same way it processes a broken bone. You literally hurt. Now here's where it gets truly irrational. Your brain still runs this ancient software in a world that looks nothing like the savannah. A like on a photo, a text notification that makes your partner smile, a coworker they mention one too many times. None of these are actual reproductive threats. But your Stone Age mind doesn't know that. It interprets every ambiguous signal through the lens of a world where a single misstep could erase your genetic future. Social media has become a jealousy superstimulus. In an ancestral band, your partner might encounter a handful of potential rivals in a lifetime. Today, they carry thousands of them in their pocket. Every follow, every comment, every DM is a potential alarm trigger. And your brain treats each one as if a rival just walked into your cave and sat down next to your mate. That's why you can feel a wave of nausea over a heart emoji. It's not childish, it's evolutionary. It's just that the environment has changed radically while your neural circuitry has barely budged in 200,000 years. There's a deeper layer still. Your brain isn't just monitoring your partner, it's constantly comparing your own mate value to those around you. In the ancestral world, being lower status meant you were more likely to lose your partner to a higher status rival. So your brain evolved to scan for threats to your social standing, especially in the presence of your partner. That's why you can feel a sudden, irrational surge of jealousy when your partner talks to someone more attractive, more successful, or even just funnier than you. Your brain isn't being petty. It's running a mate value assessment that once determined whether your genes would survive. The problem is, it's now running that assessment in a world of curated Instagram feeds and filtered realities, where everyone seems to be a rival of impossibly high value. No wonder you're exhausted. And yet, the most counterintuitive part is this: jealousy was never designed to protect love. It was designed to protect reproductive access. That's a brutal distinction. The possessive, controlling impulses you feel are not proof of deep devotion. They're the ghost of an evolutionary arms race, a set of algorithms optimized for a world of high infant mortality and zero birth control. When you feel that hot spike, you're not feeling the depth of your love. You're feeling the depth of your brain's ancient terror of genetic extinction. Recognizing that doesn't make the feeling vanish, but it does let you see it for what it is: a biological echo, not a moral truth. So the next time you're at a party, and your partner laughs at someone else's joke and your stomach drops and your mind races through a dozen worst-case scenarios, pause. Notice the spike. Name it. That's not your relationship in danger. That's your Stone Age brain, still fighting a war that ended 10,000 years ago. And the real victory isn't in winning that war. It's in realizing you don't have to fight it at all.